You are a yummy za'atar pizza. And today, friends, I'm going to be speaking about a very special prophecy. Ghost fractal actions of 2021. Ghost fractal. Okay, now ghost, I throw in that word in there because a fractal is just a ghost of the past. They do mean the same things, but the word ghost implies it's woo spooky. Okay. The ghost fractal actions of the past, 2021, will revisit. They're going to come back. They're going to come back in different ways. And when they start appearing, I am a mental asylum escapee, peanut brain, yours truly, your friend Sommi here with a very, very straight back, and of course, very, very pointy elbows. And when they start appearing, friends, I'll be labeling them to you. And I'll be like, oh, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. And everyone's going to look at us like, this guy has lost his mind. What is he doing over there? Take on the bears. That's what we're here for. Now, I'm going to go through some certain characters, influencers from the past. There's going to be more. These ones off just the top of my head. Okay. Now, you only know these if you were here 2021. If you weren't here 2021, these people are new. You don't know their actions. But what's more fascinating about their actions, which are just, moments in time where you can read about their stories, what's most fascinating is how you and I, will be able to sit down and revisit their past and go, oh my gosh, they're going to try to do it again. They're going to try to do it again. But let me tell you something. It's not going to be, in most cases, as tremendous as the first time. Now, in this crypto cycle, friends, we're going to see some influencers and founders. They're going to look back in their glory days and they're going to want to revisit it. All right. And by the way, it's already been happening. So I've had this theory bubbling up for a while. I could just smell it in the universe. And slowly, things are appearing my way and I'm slowly joining the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're all going to try to do it. They're all coming back for the glory. Okay. Now, what are they going to do, friends? I've even written it here. They will either say extravagant things, do eccentric actions, or even be too eager to call the top like they did in 2021. Now, 2021, friends, it was amazing. It didn't have the biggest returns, but, when Ethereum does this price chart and it goes rocketing up, I know it doesn't look like much on this chart. This is the weekly chart, man. Like, it's crazy. Just got this bull market, this big move. We're like, oh, how did we get up here? This is like a 9 or 10x move. This is absolutely wild. But you might be able to see more of it in the Bitcoin price chart. Now, where does all the euphoria come from? It's the repetition of the candles. See Bitcoin from October 2020, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So around here, this is when a lot of these people wanted to take the glory. And pretty much it also continues deep into the year of 2021, October, even though November, December were bad for Bitcoin. They're red, but many other participants still had their own altcoin flair. They were basically just, putting the trophy on top of their head and going, yes! It's going to be like deja vu. You know what deja vu is, friends? You're like, it feels like I've been here before. It's almost like there's multiple universes, friends, and they're just like bubbles, and they just kind of like weave into themselves. And you're like, have I been here before? It's a weird feeling. It's very, very weird with how we interpret time. I have a post here. This is what the 2021 bull market was like. 50 days of pure mania. This is obviously Shiba Inu, the cute Shiba Inu dog. This video is very funny. And I know some of you want to see that video. Let me show it to you right now. It's actually cute. Look at this good dog here. What a cute good boy. Look at you. That was 2021 bull market. I want to remind you, I made that video of that guy. He made $4 million. He just bought every single dog coin. He literally bought every single dog coin. And yeah, he made $4 million. Some of it went down. There was a few ones. He just hit the unicorn winners. It was crazy. Well, you can't do that now because you can't just go like buy every political coin. They run up too fast. You don't have that luxury. There isn't like a selection of like 40 coins to choose from. Now there's like 40 coins an hour. Okay, you can't do that. So that strategy, right, of just scattershotting, and it only worked for that euphoria moment. Okay, So this is the thing, okay? When these influencers of the past, friends, when they come back and they appear, when they try to do their muscle flexing, it's going to feel a bit off. It's going to feel a bit off. It's them being a bit less sharp combined with the fact that we've been here before. It's a deja vu aspect. It's like in another universe, I've been here, right? It's the same universe, just a few years ago, right? And it's because we're desensitized to it now, okay? And I've got it written here, right? The climactic buildup will not be as powerful as the dopamine rush of 2021. It's going to be very, very, very important because if you are waiting for that dopamine rush, you're not going to get it, okay? You're not going to get it. It's not going to hit you anywhere near the level it did in 2021 because that one was like a big whopper of a surprise, all right? The ghost fractal spirit of these people will emerge because of the strong desire to still have the X factor of their unicorn past days. One taste of this recently that we just had now was GCR, the Grim Reaper, betting $100 million. Now, GCR, friends, you know, he's worth like $1 billion. He is one of the biggest, best traders, forecasters. He's even my picture. GCR gone. BTC 25,800. Is this crypto trader running for president? So remember, when he disappeared, Bitcoin was 25 grand. There was rumors if he was Vivek or related to him. Now, so GCR, friends, have a look at this. This story encapsulates everything. In 2022, look at this. In March 2022, GCR took a $10 million bet with Luna founder Dildo Kwon. He bet Luna would be less than $100 within 12 months. Luna total market cap is about 1 billion today, but back then it was 40 billion. So it went from 40 billion down to 1 billion. Luna's down 97.5%. You see this box? This is where he basically made that bet. Here's your friend Sommi here. This GCR bet. Now, there was another soy boy scum out there. He's blocked me, so of course he's soy boy scum. Forgot the dude's name, but some loser out there. He basically made a $1 million bet, okay? Now, what happened is GCR one-upped him. He goes, no. I'll make a $10 million bet with Dildo Kwon that your coin's going to go down. And this blew everyone's mind in crypto. Everyone was like, whoa, just to see this thing play out. Like we've never seen people bet that much money from Twitter, ego, pride, everything that the Bible says to avoid, everything like the fallacy of man. Biblical scriptures have been written about this for eons, right? Kingdoms have fallen because of people just can't keep their mouth shut. Okay, they just couldn't keep their mouth shut. Isn't that wild? Now, look what ends up happening today. So remember GCR, friends, living the glory. Everyone's like, yes. That's why I called the Grim Reaper. When he came in, he goes, you're all going to zero. And then everyone did. Okay. Look what happens today. GCR wants to bet $100 million to Martin Shkreli that Donald Trump coin is fake, not a real Trump coin. Look at this. Look at this. Any other whales want to join? Let me know. So this is Alex Wicey. So Wicey Boo, he's also a character from 2021. Shout out to Alex Wicey. He's a genius poker player. I think he won like a mathematics medal. He's like really, really, really smart, friends. Wicey Boo, he traded up his account. I think he started with like a few million. He ran it up to 100 million, and like an absolute boss, he just left the leverage long, and then he got liquidated on the way back. Yeah, we're not making this up. Yeah, it's literally about 100 to 120 million. He actually owed money to FTX, I think, by the end of it. What a story! I know you wouldn't believe it. You're like, what? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then I think he just ran it back. I think he went back. Maybe back down to his like last 1 million. I think he made it back, maybe made 10 to 20 million-ish. If you're out there, Wicey, I know he's on Twitter and stuff. I think he's made a chunk back. He's doing good. He's really good. He's a genius guy, all right? So Wicey bets $1 million. Okay, GCR says 100 million. If you don't have 100 million, as much as you're winning the bet. Wow, that's actually, man, like, we really gonna like, you know, throw dollars and dollars and dollars into this like fiery pit into the abyss just because people would want to talk with ego and pride? But look, you see how in March 2022 there was that $10 million bet. Whoa! And now GCR's like 100 million. Now, obviously, friends, I'm not close friends with GCR. GCR shouted me out, by the way, a long time ago. So that's a couple of you found me. It's so cute. I'm like, bro, how do you even have time to watch a Peanut Brain? How do you even find me? It's funny. Now, I feel that that echo within him. He wants to relive that glory. Friends, you can't get that back. Money can't even buy the glory of 2020. You can't get... Crypto cycles, the euphoria is so natural. We don't even get this in the real world anymore because the government keeps capping the rallies, you know, and the stock market can't even do this. This is literally the world's best casino. It's infinite return, okay? It's literally a roller coaster to the moon. Now, I think he's trying to relive that glory. I'm not saying his trade sloppy. I could just feel like, bleh. Now, why did I say bleh? You're like, oh, but Sommi, it's $100 million. I'm like, yeah, but it's Martin Shkreli. He's a little weasel. And it's Bitcoin halvening year. You know, it's premature ejaculation. It doesn't feel like there was a climactic build-up. You know, it's like you're watching a Rocky movie, but then he kills the bad guy in like round 2. You're like, wait a minute, the movie's over already, round 2? Like, we've been building up this whole movie. And that's even with the build-up. With this, there's no build-up. It's just like, oh, $100 million. I don't know. Now, we're going to go through more of these, friends, because we're just getting started, right? The $100 million, right, it caught everyone's attention. It just felt like a bit of a wet noodle. You know what I mean? You know, like it's like ladies can relate, you know? The guy talks a big game. It's like, yeah, I'm going to smooth you over and change your world. I'm going to rock your world, baby. You know what I mean? And then, like, he just starts crying in the corner. He just starts crying. They're like, oh, that doesn't look like a real man to me. You know, it's a bit of a letdown. Okay, so... GCR is now actually a Cycle 2 character. We're getting desensitized to his glory. There's more to come, friends. So I even always say, I've told you too, never show them your power level, friends. Your power level must always be hidden. The crowd, you see, is very hard to please when they have already seen your Ace of Spades card. My trap card. You can't keep using your trap card. Your ace in your sleeve. You only got one. Okay? I even mentioned here, we might even see a return of Richard Hart streaming as the prices are pumping. This is Richard Hart with Chris Black. Okay, now Chris Black, I'm not joking, he FUD'd Hex and then it went up about 250x from his FUD and he drives DoorDash now. Imagine he bought his own FUD. You know what I mean? And he would have definitely sold because he doesn't believe in it, but it is what it is, okay? So this is why I can feel it. Despite a giant liquidity injection, I don't think, say, Pulse Chain will be as unicorn level-esque as 2021 Hex Rise. It makes sense to me. You already know. There's too many people now. So, still, right, I think we'll see Richard say words like, we won. I think he's going to utter those words a lot. And I think people are going to like be scratching their heads like, we haven't like flipped the bigger chains now. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't won. We're kind of like, we're doing all right. We're not going to win, you know? And I think the talking points and the marketing will be changed. And I think he'll just never talk about the day one SAC price pretty much. He'll just be like, oh, that was that thing from 3 years ago. I'm measuring from the all-time low. And it will be used to dress up the victory lap. I reckon the prices will be nowhere near the 2021 glory meteoric rise, which it makes sense, friends. How are we going to do it? For us to do that, by the way, if you want to match day one participants of Pulse Chain and Pulse X to Hex, we have to do, I think, around a 400x to a 600x, around that point. At the minimum, we have to do a 200x. This just is 200x from day one. So, yeah, that's crazy. So, man, that's a 400x from today. We got to get to 800 billion market cap. That's not non-origin address, removing them, you know? I think... Look, it's also important. Let me throw this in. In 2021, the bragging point was 10,000x, a lot. And I think instead of seeing the Hex price performance stats, branding would be more focused on the world's first CD on a blockchain. You know what I mean? Because being the best price performer, you get blown apart now. You can't. Peppy, Dog with Hat, like they did like natural 200,000x. Like I've even shown you on the chart. When Anthem talked about Dog with Hat, it was 100k market cap. So it literally did a 400,000x or something. Or 40,000x. So, I mean, that, and it sat there for like days, right? Yeah, so we're looking at this, right? It feels good just at least to be winning, but it doesn't feel like you're at the top of the mountain. That's what I'm pretty much getting at here. It's like, you know, you do all right, but it's not the 2021 glory. All right. Remember, friends, the crowd is hard to please and they always want to see a new trick. All right. And you also remember Roaring Kitty, friends. Roaring Kitty. I even got my bandana here. Roaring Kitty, friends. You remember Roaring Kitty, okay? He tried to relive the GameStop GME hype all over again. And GME made an emphatic push up to $70. And I can show you that chart. You can actually see it right here. This is a 1 month chart, by the way. You see that? Snap. Look, it goes, actually traded to $70, by the way. So if you just see the daily chart, friends, I know this is pretty much, you can actually see it went up. It actually traded around 70 here. So you can see it does nothing, nothing, nothing. And then let's go for glory. Now, this looks dead, but you got to remember, it comes back to the glory day prices. It actually comes back to them. You see? That's what happened. Roaring Kitty. Remember Keith, okay? You guys know Keith, right? This is Keith, Roaring Kitty. You see that? That's him. So you can actually see it was happening right in front of our faces. They're trying to relive it, man. And not just him, the crowd wants to relive it. Let's get back in. It was spooky. It's on the anniversary date, 3 years since it happened. It's literally the exact timing. It's spooky. There's the amount of time, man. It's just like we're literally on this, like, there's this circle, and it literally is constantly cycle, and we just get these, like, this emotional swing with all of us. It's wild. They appear in markets, financial markets, right? So his ghost fractal spirit, it returned. And remember, he just posted the pic, game on, you know, and there you go. Also, friends, how can we forget who else in 2021, right? We had Elon Musk. You remember the muskrat? This is Doge price, did like 400x. Look at Elon Musk's tweets. People don't even remember this, right? Look at this. You can actually look at his tweets. Dogecoin is the people's crypto. Bank. The Doge father. Do you want Tesla to accept Doge? Baby Doge, baby Doge. Look at that. But that was on the way down. That was on the way down and it kept going. See that? That was on the way down and we did nothing. Tesla will make some merch Bible with Doge and see how it goes. So you see that? He started tweeting Doge stuff. He became very famous off that. He was already famous, right? And that's why I believe Elon, the ghost fractal spirit, right? He might even pump a coin or two just to see if he still got it, right? And the Dogecoin era of 2021, it was an exciting time for him because he became like ultra famous with the memes. Like, yeah, he's got money, but he already had money. Okay, he's already a billionaire. But this was like, now you're a pop culture. You're in the hearts and minds of people now. You can't buy your way there. You can't. That's a special unicorn status. Okay? When his power level is respected by the market, he's going to try this again. I feel he's going to try it again. Because, friends, you can't... This glory. Like, still got it. Still got it. By the way, you know Muhammad Ali, friends? There are like 1 or 2 fights at the end of Muhammad Ali's boxing career that they don't even talk about because he just got absolutely belted. He basically got brain damage from him because I think it was over 40. He was like, he wanted to fight. He kept wanting to fight. And they wouldn't let him fight. And he's like, no, he just went in and fought anyway. And everybody was too scared because he's the greatest of all time. And everyone was too scared to tell him no. Okay? I'm sure Mike Tyson as well. These people at the top, they're like, no, I'm going to fight. I'm going to do it. And no one's like, yeah, well, I guess you're the best. I guess let him do it. And then they just get smashed at the end. This is very common. Very common with sports stars. They want to relive the glory. Okay? If you're a lady out there or you got a sister, guys try to do this often. I don't know why, friends. We always have this glory. Like, remember back in my day. Remember back in my day. This nostalgia. Powerful. I even think, friends, Shiba Inu founder, remember Shiba Inu went 1,000,000x? I think the founder, Ryoshi, is going to try to relive his spirit by pumping a coin similar. And we also see this as a coin out here called OSAK protocol. Okay, which apparently he's in. He's in OSAK protocol. Remember, I talked about it down here, friends. I talked about it down here. The problem is, I just didn't buy it because I was just like, I didn't want to buy it. I talked about it down here and then it went up. Sweet, it's up like 5x, 70 million market cap, so it is confirmed. Now, this Shiba Inu chart is, friends, this is one for the freaking history books, man. Can you believe it? Yeah, that's right. That is 1.7 million X on your money from here. $1,000 market cap, all the way up to like, I think it peaked out at 45 billion. Wow. That glory, man. That glory, friends. The glory. You gotta imagine. Look how powerful SHIB is, by the way. Look at Shiba Inu versus ETH ratio, all right? Look how powerful SHIB is, friends. It only dropped 85% from the top, and today it's down 75%. You got to think about, like, even Pulse Chain, Pulse XX is down like 99%, man. So this thing, they want to relive that. I can tell they do, okay? Now, these are just a few, right? I've just shown them for you. There are other ghost fractal actions that will appear. Just know that this is all real competitive edge to let you know that the cycle is repeating. Remember, friends, that's why I'm here, man. 18 hours a day. See, it's funny. Every week, someone, I know you knew, man. They come out, they go, why don't you do this to go and get more followers? Like, bro, how many times I got to tell you? Truck the followers. Where do we need more followers and subs? It's just more people who are coming in late. We're not optimizing for that here. We don't care. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. But we're not optimizing for more people, friends. What good are they? It's just more people to learn the game late. It's over. Like, we're nearing the end game now. We're getting closer and closer to the end. And I don't tell people what they want to hear. Yeah, I don't care. I'm here to feed you vegetables. You didn't have to eat them. I don't care. I'll tell you, someone's going to eat them. Someone's going to benefit. I know they are. They're already benefiting now. So we're not here for that. Don't care. There's people optimizing for the big views and stuff. Yeah, man, they need that. They need those views. They need to live off those views. I don't need that. I know what this game is like. Buy low, sell high. All right? So remember, it's all real competitive edge, friends. We're here to breathe in and out with the market. When we see these nostalgia prints of this echoes of the past appear, we're like, oh, it's happening. It's happening. But remember, it will never hit us like 2021. Don't forget that. It will never truly hit us. It's not going to make us feel how we thought about it back then. You know, friends, this is very, very common in video games. If you go back and play games when you were younger, you go back and play, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like so blocky. Like, where's the blood and the gore? What's going on? And I can show you examples, friends. Like, this is Resident Evil 2. Look at this blocky image here. See this blocky image on the right here? There's Leon, there's Ada. They're like, this is one of the security rooms. Now, look at the remake. You see that? That's in the police station. That's actually Claire here. You see that, friends? But when you go back here, I remember the game when I played it. It looks like that in my head. It looks like that, yeah. It literally looks like the shadows and everything. And you go back and everything's just like this 2D pixel stuff, right? It's nuts. Another one recently coming out is Metal Gear Solid 3. And I can actually show you side-by-side images, right? So this is on the left. See, it was on the PS3, so it's a bit better, right? But you have Solid Snake here, and you have him with the shadows. So this is how I remember the game looking out here. And on the right here, these are what the pictures look like. You're like, you look blocky and stuff. It looks actually pretty good. It's not that bad. But this is basically meant to be like a forest, meant to be like, stealthy. And now this image is what it looks like in the remake. You see now there's shadows and stuff. You're like, whoa, what happened there? Like, look, see? So this concept of nostalgia and how your brain remembers stuff, you remember the feelings associated with it. Now, the price chart is the dopamine trigger because it's very important, because the feeling of when you're a kid, all you've known is a Game Boy, and then you see like these 3D images, like, whoa, that's meant to be blood and zombies. Your dopamine is through the roof, friends, like through the roof. But now you're like, oh, you've just made things more polished. So technically it looks better, right? Just like in markets, technically the prices will be higher. Technically, the valuations will be higher. But you won't be able to get that hit in your heart where your brain, your neurotransmitters, they just fizzle out. You're not going to get that. You can't get that, okay? Because you've already been exposed to it. The only people who can get that, friends, are all the non-believers who are not even in crypto yet. They're going to come in later, but they're going to buy and hold the top. And then you're going to see them and go, oh my gosh, they were me 3-4 years ago. You know, I was never there, friends, because I'm experiencing markets. But you're now gonna see, because a lot of you came in 2021. You're now gonna see other people with their bright eyes and their big pupils, and they can be like, "Oh my gosh, I came in thinking gaming and metaverse and Mark Zuckerberg's sister was gonna save us all, and now these people think it's gonna be AI and all this." And that's why your friend Sommi here is telling you, bro, none of these are cash flow profitable. You understand? It's all a meme. We're all memes. So don't forget, at the end of the day, you can make money in this. You can, because we know what's coming and we believe, okay? We believe it will happen. And just simply stay long, right? That's why I'm smiling as I say, I know what's happening. I know it is, man. I know it is. Friends, I've been around on Earth long enough to know that when you manifest this stuff in your mind, you see, when you're a young kid, you think you're like the only kid in the world thinking about this idea. Then as you get older, you realize that our consciousness, a lot of it is linked. It's like our brain minds, we're like, our thoughts are floating in some sort of cloud and we're all like downloading it together. Okay, now the science will catch up to it one day. They've done some weird tests and stuff to kind of like figure a lot of this stuff out, but a lot of this telekinesis stuff and stuff going on. But I'm telling you now, friends, same thing with markets. If your friend Sommi here is sitting on a squeaky chair with very straight posture, okay, who just ate grapes from the fridge, if I'm sitting here thinking about, ooh, that nostalgia from 2021 was pretty good, what do you think the people who actually felt it, what do you think they're going through, man? I'm telling you, I know they wake up every day wanting that glory. I know they do. They just don't talk about it. They don't talk about it, but they want it. Okay, it's an identity thing. Ultimately, the most dangerous place to be is in a truly unique unicorn, right? You think that, wait a minute, is that dangerous? Because if you're in a unique unicorn, it means you smashed everyone. No, but now you're going to see it's a very, very dangerous place to be because people in that sphere, they're going to think this time is different, okay? Because, friends, their brains, like, they've never touched alcohol before in their lives. All they've been drinking is room temperature water. And then they go to another city. They're like, it's like somebody who's like a religious conservative. And they go to Vegas. They just see like half-naked girls everywhere. Everyone's drinking alcohol, music, and like, all this crazy stuff. They don't know what's going on. They have no idea how to process what's going on. Their world of reality has been shifted. Okay. So we have the edge now, though. And people in these unicorns, though, they're going to think they've solved it. That's why, man, like when it comes, friends, I'm not going to have part of me is not even going to bother saying like, oh yeah, kind of should be selling here. Like I still think about that. They're not going to listen. The people who need to hear it the most, they're not going to listen. You know they're not. And it is what it is. That's what makes a market. And those people who think they've solved it, realistically, if I'm still around, they will become my subscribers in the next bear market. But I don't even know if I'll be bothered doing this really because, you know, we're not even friends. We're here to just constantly like win the game. But you're playing against newbies all the time. Yeah, the market's evolving and stuff, but we're not here to like gain followers or do this because you can't. If you're gaining followers, you're telling people what they want to hear. And what they want to hear is about what makes money right now. But usually that's too late. So it's the tragedy of the commons, right? The tragedy of the masses over and over and over again, right? It's very, very bad. Makes sense now, right? So that's why I end this by saying, you know, one more spin of the crypto slot machine. What do you say, friend? Because, yeah, that's what it is, man. It's one more spin. One more spin. What do you think about that, friends? I know it's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. I threw out Elon Musk, Richard Hart, Michael Saylor. Oh, yeah, it's coming back, friends. They're coming back. It's not going to be as magical as 2021. There's going to be new faces and stuff. All right, they're going to be in the new crowd, the new cheaters, the new types of... I have to use the word cheaters. They're not diamond handers because of what happened with Solana. It kind of revealed that the next product market fit of people are just a bunch of cheaters. But we have to respect them for what they are. You know what I mean? They exit liquidity in one way or another, okay? And these are the types of things that are coming towards our market. It's just, are we aware of what's going on? Friends, remember, like, when a movie's ending, you've never watched a movie before. But you get an idea when it might be over. All right. And then imagine there was a game where you're like, okay, if you stay when the credits roll, you get shot in the head. Okay? So you have to leave as close as you can to the end of the movie, and no one tells you how long it runs for, but you can't stay until the credits. If you stay until the credits, you get shot in the head. So you look for clues in the movie. You're like, wait a minute. Okay, the bad guy. Okay, they're going to meet with the bad person. Is the bad person dead? You're trying to see at the very, very end. And you use cues for the music. You know what I mean? Like, maybe like the obvious one, right? Oh, there's like the top of the building, and the bad guy fights the good guy, and then they duke it out. And then, the bad guy gets shot. And then the good guy goes and grabs the girl. You know what I mean? He kind of like kisses her, throws her off the building, grabs his orange juice, and goes party with the boys. Now, in that moment, when they start putting up the upbeat tempo music, you're like, oh my gosh, it's near the end of the movie. I don't know how many seconds is left, but oh my gosh, we're near the final minutes of the movie. There might be an epilogue at the end, like a teaser at the end that they're going to show that the bad guy's actually alive, or the girl survived. You know what I mean? Now you got to pay for her medical bills. Okay? You just met her on Tinder. Who cares? So this type of stuff, by the way, if true story, this happened in Australia, but it was a story, friends. You can look it up. The Brisbane dude. Now, this type of stuff, that's what we're looking for. This is our senses. Okay? Because there's no one else to tell us. There's no one else. No one's going to come here and tell you, well, it's all over. All right? Let me tell you something, friends. A lot of people will go back to 2021 and they'll say, well, what happened with the top callers of 2021? Didn't they like amazingly call it? No. Not good enough. All right? Let's go back to 2021. Do you want to know when they called it, friends? Crypto Kobe called it after this. Okay? After this move. Now, you're looking at this move and you're saying, hey, but look, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. It's come back down. Yeah. If you've been watching your friend Sommi, let's look closer. They said it was over after Bitcoin went down 40%. Okay? Bitcoin went down 40% and they said it was over. Now, if you go back and look at the altcoins, all right, around that time period, you're like, how far were like altcoins by that point at the end of December? And I'll show it to you right now, baby dolls. I know you want to look at it. So this is the ADA chart, okay? This is ADA. Cardano. Look where Cardano was at the end of December. Now, here's the thing, man. You're looking at this, and you're like, well, you know what, man? It did all right because you dropped another 80%. I know, friends, but from the top, you are down 60%, right? You are down 60%. Look what happened in other coins as well, okay? Look what happened here. Some coins tricked you, friends. They kept going up. Imagine you saw Kobe call the top, and then this thing doubles, phantom doubles, another 2x. But what about, this is another part, right? What about if you look at a coin like Hex? So by the time this December period comes, look what ends up happening, friends. Here's December. Look what ends up happening. No, bang. You're down 78%. So in the best case, you're down 65%. Now you're down 78%. So that's pretty much your insight as to when the top callers who are going to tell you, oh yeah, it's definitely confirmed the top is in now. Look what's already happened to your portfolio. You've lost 70% off the top. Crazy. See how underwhelming it is? You're like, oh my gosh, that sucks. Think about it. If you were aiming for $1 million, your portfolio is still 300,000. You haven't hit your $1 million yet. That's why you're still holding. And then the next stop is now you're down to 130K. All right. And then the people are telling you, top's in. How pissed off are you going to be? Guess what? That's actually most people. That's what happens to everybody in crypto. Everyone. People are going to come in and tell you the top's in. And people are going to get angry because they're going to be like, what do you mean? You're telling us the top is in after we've already freaking reversed 60 to 70%. Yeah. But you can't look at that. You have to look at what's coming next. You see? So we are looking for our edge. These ghost fractals of people's repeating their actions. so we can try to really smooth out our profit-taking strategy and how we navigate the market in that time. Because the last thing we want to be doing is be in a mindset of buying new coins all the time. We don't want to be there. We want to be in the opposite, okay? Which is taking profit. As we talked about before, 50% BTC, 50% USD. I guess we'll see. Maybe throw in some Ethereum. We'll see when we cross that bridge. Make sure you like, subscribe. Catch you soon.